So this past Torah portion that we read correlates with my chapter, The Song That Saved My Life. So you could jump into this chapter to see what that really means. But I'll just read a couple thoughts from this week's chapter. The Rashbam says the entire book of devarim, which is Deuteronomy, is called Shirah, which is a song or a poem. This Torah portion instructs us to write this song for yourselves. This song is the Torah, and we learn that it's a mitzvah, a commandment, to write a Torah scroll. We see that Torah is synonymous with song. Music has always been such a healing tool for me. People always go through ups and downs, and there's a certain album, Iver, self-titled album, that it's so beautiful that if I'm ever feeling down and I listen to this album, I feel like depression and the beauty of this album can't coexist. So it always takes me out of it and snaps me back into being connected, aligned, and happy. And when my mom passed away, I started listening to Eviatar Banai, who's hopefully going to be on my next project, this Tikkun HaKlali, which I could talk about later. And his music was just so spiritual, and as it says in the Talmud, words from the heart enter the heart. And his music basically saved me at that time. I mean, it got me through such a difficult period in my life, feeling connected. This is part of life's journey, and having to move through it from a space of expansion and trust and not constriction and feeling like woe is me. And in this short Torah portion, we read, "Now write this song for yourselves and teach it to the Jewish people. Place it in their mouths so that this song will be for me, a witness for the Jewish people. And later, when they encounter many troubles and suffering, this song will speak up for them as a witness, since it will not be forgotten from the mouths of their descendants. For I know their inclinations, what they do today, even before I bring them to the land I have promised." When we talk about this land that's promised, it's in the mashal, we're reading it as Israel, as this promised land, right? But in our own lives, it's leaving this constriction and this physical space of the body and reaching to this promised land, which is the soul and the spiritual space, the space above all of the constriction, the space above all of these things that we feel are not working out, and we feel anxiety and fear sometimes toward it. We move towards the promised land, which is the soul, and realize that everything is happening exactly as it should be, and staying in that spiritual space of alignment with our source. So this Shirah is leading up to the next Torah portion we read, which is Ha'azinu, which actually in the temple times, when we do the sacrifices, we'd read Breshit and Ha'azinu. So this song is very important, and in the mashal there, we see that it's actually a part of this bilur, a part of this sifting the good from the bad and bringing the good points out of ourselves to transform and elevate. While the Kohanim, the high priests, are singing, the Leviim are bringing this into goodness and into alignment with the source, with Hashem, the light of the infinite. Song is at the center of our rituals, and it's the unifying element of communal prayer. King David used the harp. It was said that there was a northern wind that would blow on these 5 strings of the harp, which correlate with the 5 books of the Torah, which also correlate with the Tehillim that he was writing, the Psalms, which is also broken into 5 books. I'll leave off with just ruach and rhythm and Rabbi Nachman's take on it. The foundational teaching of all of his work is this azamra, which is I will sing, which is actually singing and finding the good points within yourself and others. And he compares it to how beautiful melodies are created, sifting the good notes from the bad. And this is something that we have to do at all times, and it's mirrored in the holy temple sacrifices, because this is the birur, this is the process that we have to do when we're trying to elevate and transcend. So this is something that we have to do at all times, and keep creating beautiful melodies by continuously finding the good points in ourselves and others. Shavua Tov.